Welcome to our candidate interview featuring Jerry Cook, who is a candidate for the Water One Governing Board. I'm Jason Live with the Gardner Chamber of Commerce, conducting today's interview on behalf of the Johnson County Public Policy Council. Council is a collaborative effort of the 10 chambers of commerce in Johnson County, who collectively represent more than 5,000 businesses. Before we get into our questions with Mr. Cook, I'd like to provide this opportunity to have him tell us a little bit about yourself and why you're choosing to run for the Water One Board.
Well, thanks, Jason, and I want to thank the Johnson County Public Policy Committee for this opportunity. I think it's really important for the community to understand what's at stake here. I'm running for the Water Board primarily because I believe this is a nonpartisan, or supposedly a nonpartisan board. I believe that politics have gotten too intertwined in the nonpartisan races, and I just believe that we need to be making decisions that best serve the community, the clients, in this case of Water One Utility, and support the staff and their policies, their vision, their mission, and their goals to make good, sound decisions. Sharon and I, my wife Sharon and I, have been residents of Johnson County for over 30 years. We've kind of matured with the county in the last 30 years. We've seen a lot of growth. With my engagement in a number of community activities, I just feel I have the experience as a board member to serve Water One, its constituents, its staff, members, and work with its vendors to provide sustainable water to the residents of Johnson County.
Okay, thank you. We'll get into the questions now. Our first question: what are your top 3 policy issues regarding the water district?
Well, I think top of mind is first of all, setting any policy that supports the mission of the organization, that's in line with state regulations, federal regulations, and any regulations that affect nature and the service of the quality of water. Along with that, then, is the security, cybersecurity, security of the water system. I think is very important. A second issue is to make sure that we can retain, we can hire, retrain, train, and retain staff. Water One has won a number of awards for quality of water. Included in that are a number of engineers that have won individual awards, and I think it's important for us to have a culture and a climate to retain those employees. And thirdly, I would say that these aren't in any particular order, although that security is really important, would be to provide sustainable quality of water at an affordable rate to the constituents, to the consumer.
Thank you very much. Second question: how would you balance sustainability with demands related to growth within Johnson County?
Well, that's a great question, and I think as we see various drought conditions around the country, that's a concern people have. Water One is blessed to have what I would call, in my understanding, 3 main sources of water. We get water from the Missouri River, from the Kansas River, and then from deep reservoirs below the riverbeds themselves. And Water One has a very I think it's a solid strategy of planning into the future with 5-year plans and beyond. And a part of that has been the decision to have very deep, well-run wells. And so I think our supply of water is in very good hands into the future. Now, as far as how does that relate to future growth? I've been blessed to be with the Chamber of Commerce in Overland Park for a number of years, the Convention and Visitors Bureau for a number of years. And I've been so impressed with planned growth between fire districts, city officials, utility companies, developers, to go, a school district, to go into the school districts throughout Johnson County to plan for future growth, to put in the infrastructure necessary for that growth to come. And as a result, we've seen Johnson County become, I think now, the largest populated county, or second largest to Sedgwick maybe, but I think Johnson County now is 600 to 700,000 people. And that planned growth, I think, has been a key factor in making sure we have sustainable water and we have reservoirs to serve future growth. So I think it's important. People want to live here. We're one of the safest, the most secure places in the country to live. We have good education, good health care. Johnson County and communities within Johnson County consistently rate very high in surveys and evaluations of the people that live here. So the two go hand in hand: good, sustainable water, plan for future growth, and the 5-year projection and beyond has been very solid for Utility One, for Water One.
Thank you. And you addressed this a bit in your opening statement, but the third question is, why are you seeking to serve on the Water One board?
Well, I believe the board needs to have good experience to meet the challenges coming into the future. And I've served on a number of boards in the county. I recently was a 12-year trustee on Johnson County Community College's board. I've served twice as chairman of that board. I've served on Overland Park Chamber. I've served on downtown partnership with Overland Park, the Arboretum at Overland Park, charter member of the Arboretum. A lot of local boards, state boards, and national boards. When I was at the college, I was on the board for ACCT, the National Community College Trustees, and represented 10 states, 3 Canadian provinces, and 2 territories. And so I've had experience in serving large numbers of people. I've also been on the other side as a CEO at the Convention and Visitors Bureau, worked with the board, and I was a superintendent of schools down at Harrisonville, Missouri, and worked with the school board. So I've been on both sides of this board CEO equation. And I believe one of the key factors of a board member is to make sure the CEO is successful. Do you evaluate the CEO? Absolutely. But do you work with that CEO to make sure that the delivery system, the business plan, the goals and the visions are carried out? And I think too many board members fall into the pit of wanting to be the CEO to fix the problem. And I see board members as being the connector from the issue in the community to the appropriate staff to accomplish what the difference or the problem is, or in many cases, the celebration of successful results. So I think my experience as a board member is primarily what I see right now. I guess I'm growing weary, as many people are, of the politicization, the politics of being on the board. And I'm a Kansas resident for 30 years, and I think that it's important to make decisions in the best interest of the consumer and not get tied up in a political venue.
Thank you. And then finally, any other closing comments you'd like to make before we wrap up?
Well, again, I just really want to thank you, Jason, and the Public Policy Committee for doing this. I hope citizens can get this information, analyze all the candidates running, and make a decision. And like I say, I think I bring experience to the board, and a longtime resident of Johnson County. So thanks again. Appreciate everybody's vote and consideration. And I like to say, always nurture nature. Take care of nature, and nature will take care of you.
Well, Mr. Cook, thank you for taking time to visit with us today. I would like to remind viewers that advanced voting begins on Saturday, October 28th. Election day is Tuesday, November 7th. And the Johnson County Public Policy Council encourages you to vote in this very important election. For more candidate information, including this video, please visit www.votejoeco.com.